You say you have standards, but they only seem to show up when someone else crosses the line. What about when you do? Yeah, softness deserves protection even from your own patterns, right? They do. This is about self-enforcement, the quiet discipline that holds your peace in place when no one else is watching. And it's so important. If you ever broken your own boundary softly, quietly, and then justified it later, this message is for you and me. Subscribe now so you don't keep silencing your own wisdom, right? My promise to you is that you give me your time and I'll give you my best. That's our promise to each other. All right. This message, we're not just talking about saying no to other people. We're walking through the deeper kind of no, the one you whisper to yourself when no one is around to hold you accountable. By the end of this message, you'll reclaim a version of self-respect that doesn't require performance, just presence. Self-enforcement isn't harsh, it's holy, it's needed, right? Those times when no one's looking and you're in full control, that's self-enforcement. What do you do? So you told yourself you'd stop texting first. You promised you wouldn't entertain mixed signals again, but the silence got loud and you reached for old patterns dressed up as comfort. Self-abandonment doesn't always look chaotic. Sometimes it looks like just this once. Sometimes it sounds like I'm just being understanding. But you felt it, that internal flicker, that quiet moment when your body said, don't do it. And you did it anyways. Yeah, Queen, you know how to set boundaries, but do you know how to enforce them against yourself? Most of us weren't taught that. We learned to protect ourselves from others, but not from our own emotional override. And so we keep giving grace where we should give structure, right? We keep breaking promises we've made to our own healing, not loudly, but quietly, with a smile, with an understanding, with maybe just this once. After this, I won't do it again. That's not softness, that's self-betrayal disguised as compassion, right? Real softness begins with internal enforcement, not as punishment, but as protection. Because when you hold yourself, right, you don't need the world to. You don't just say, I won't let them treat me that way. You say, I won't treat myself that way either. That means you don't text when your body says don't. You don't overgive to fix silence. You don't re-enter loops that peace pulled you out of. You don't wait for someone else to trigger a boundary. You enforce it before the breach. That's the maturity your peace has been waiting on and waiting on and waiting on. Here's a quiet shift or a correction. So here's what this looks like in real life. Self-enforcement sounds like, I know what I said. I'm going to honor it. I'm uncomfortable, but I won't abandon myself here. This tension is growth, not a sign to go backwards. It means you regulate yourself when you're tempted to rescue someone else from their silence. It means you sit through the discomfort of a new standard rather than soothe it with a familiar mistake. This is the work, not perfect behavior, just consistent reverence for oneself. Consistent. Let's talk about how this lands in your body. You might feel restless when you don't break the rule, like you're missing out, like you're being too much or doing too much. But that's just your old nervous system remembering chaos as a form of comfort. So what do? You pause and you honor the stillness. You say to yourself, I'm choosing peace even when discomfort begs louder. You remind yourself consistency is uncomfortable at first because your nervous system used to be led by exception, not enforcement. But this time, you lead. You're in control. You take the wheel. You are not breaking. You're building the woman you said you'd become. And it starts with what you enforce when no one's watching. When you're only accountable to yourself. Right? Queen, if this is already opening something in you, if you feel the flicker of a higher standard rising, subscribe now so you never abandon that part of you ever again. Right? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So let's continue. You don't ask for all the chaos, but you kept opening the door to it gently, slowly. That's where the work begins. Not in blame, in better, in knowing better, in doing better. If you're in your soft era for real, the one where your peace is non-negotiable, then subscribe, stay close, and make this your weekly ritual, okay, love? So yeah, we're going to make sure that we don't self-abandon, right? And next week, we're talking about relational discipline, not just what you tolerate, but what you train. Because people just don't react to your energy. They respond to your enforcement, which is so true. As always, my love, stay blessed and stay crowned.